welcome back to another stream. We're in Los Ashleys, and I thought today, you know what, let's start a new skyscraper in Los Ashleys. Just for something to do, because I've not built one since this one. And although this one took a bit of time, I did enjoy building this one. Which is, which was fun. Hi, first. MC Noble, yes, Alfie Banks, what are you saying? Starting this new skyscraper. It's a hotel, Alfie. There's a bit more to it than what you see right now. Just me, CJ, and Ben. Martin's meant to be coming on. He asked for an invite like 5 minutes ago. Stuff like that.
Alfie, party.
How is Blackpool? Blackpool was last week, but Blackpool was in sick. Blackpool was on another level last week. Like, invite us to party. Yeah, go on, Alfie. Yeah, Blackpool was absolutely insane. And as daft as it sounds, well, it doesn't, but I slightly preferred Friday to Saturday. I honestly did. Like, because Saturday was an amazing day, like Public Domain, Darren Styles, and all that. They were on, they were on top form on another level, but the weather was just too warm on Saturday, and there was times on Saturday where I felt ill.
Yo.
Yes, CJ. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, and I also want to take a little bit of time to address a little bit of bad news to you guys. Now, I don't usually like to address a lot of bad news on streams, because I like to keep them positive and happy. But for those of you guys who know me quite well, you'll know that I'm a fan of the Isles of Man TT and the road racing series that happens in real life. And there's a racer who we were really close to. He lives let's just say he lived about 4 miles away from where I live. My granddad raced with his dad, and obviously his son James Counton took up racing himself. And I don't know if any of you guys on here follow the TT and stuff like that and the road racing, but the Southern 100 was going on this week, and unfortunately there was an accident, and unfortunately it involved James, and unfortunately I have for having to say this, but he died from his injuries, unfortunately. And I just wanted to take the time to say this on the stream, because he was one of the nicest people that you could ever meet. He was 26 years old. He was taken too soon. He lived 4 miles away from where I live, and we were really close to them, like friendship wise. And no matter how busy he was working on his bike back in, the pits, back in the, like grandstand, at the Manx, he would always take the time to talk to you. Whatever we was doing, you know, he'd work and talk to you. He'd be there disconnecting an engine on his bike, taking a wheel off, and at the same time he'd just be there. Oh, you know, how you doing? You had a good week, and that's just what made him so. You know, he never fobbed you off. He was honestly such a. Right now, I feel so honoured to have like grown up near this guy, known this guy. The crash involved 4 other riders, including him, so 5 altogether. One of the other riders was critical, and as I say, unfortunately, our James didn't make it. I'd just like to, you know, say that my thoughts are with the family through and through. The whole family is a nice family, and it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure to know the lad. And I know a lot of people, you know, were shocked. Obviously, I was just browsing through Facebook, and then Manx Radio, which is Isle of Man TT's radio, just posted that there'd been an accident, and then I just happened to see James's name in it, so I obviously rushed down so my granddad could read it in more detail, and unfortunately he died from his injuries. I don't know exactly how the crash happened or what caused the crash. I just know that unfortunately he died from his injuries, and Ivan Linton is still in a critical condition from his injuries. It just, I'm not being funny, but it just doesn't compare. Like, people what race, I hold my hat out for them. Especially road racing, going through towns and villages at like 160 miles per hour. I'm sorry, but it just honestly, like, you can't, you know, you can't bring the justice to it. You know, it's a dangerous sport, and obviously, you know, I know they risk it themselves, but it honestly really is a dangerous sport, like, but you know. So anyway, we're building Skyscraper, which is going to be a hotel. And just a sec. Ben? Oh, that's better. Mr. Alfie Banks.
MC Nobel.
Could you just tell Ben I've muted him because his mic was echoing?
Benjamin. Ben? Ben? Yeah, he's not here.
Oh, well, his mic was echoing. I could hear a double of myself. But yeah, going back to Blackpool. Blackpool was wicked. Alfie knows it, even though we weren't there.
Yeah.
Nah, it was a good. It was still a good night.
Malaysia Flight 370 with 239 people on board. The plane mysteriously disappeared. Did the plane crash? Was the plane's disappearing an accident? Was the pilot incompetent? These are all questions that have gone unanswered since 2014 when the plane disappeared. Today, experts believe that they now have proof about what.
There we go. Do a Fortnite live stream.
Fat boy.
I don't like Fortnite, I'm afraid.
Yeah, like,
Well, I wouldn't say I don't like it as such. Like, it's not like a horrible game, and like no one should play it, but it's not my type of game. I like building games, I like driving games, and I like simulated games. So like I like GTA, but it's very rare you'll see me shoot on GTA. Like I'm more the type of person to like get a truck and drive realistically, or like get a car and stop at the red lights. It seems daft, but then you've got the whole map to do it, where you can just free mode. And I like pimping cars, changing clothes, buying apartments. That's like what entertains me within the game. But yeah, I like simulated games. I don't know about you or Alfie or anyone else, but I do like truck simulators and that.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know, like, because I guess in a way, like, it gives you a perspective of, like, if you were to do that job in real. And I mean, if you want to become an angry driver, definitely be a truck driver in GTA, because the AI traffic do not know how to drive. Literally, you stop at red lights and they just cut next to you, and then they just scrape the side of your cars.
That aeroplane that went missing.
When did that go missing?
2014.
Oh, was it? I thought you were on about something recently.
You know that Malaysia or whatever.
Yeah, I remember now.
So yeah, apparently it's being found.
Has it? Fair enough.
Yep.
Well, in other news, them people in was it in
Are you sure?
was it in North Korea, where them kids got stuck in that cave? Well, they got them all out alive anyway. That was good. That was good that they got them out alive, obviously.
What
you say, Alfie?
And about that? What about in that cave, all
Yeah.
Yeah. Mad how they all got through that little gap.
Yeah. It's just a shame about the bike rider what lived near me.
Yeah. What, in Drift?
Yeah, he had an accident yesterday. He was racing and he died from his injuries.
What, Isle of Man?
He races in the Isle of Man, but it was a different, like they were in a different place.
Yeah.
That's three good riders we've lost this year: William Dunlop, Dan Neen, and James Counton.
Mad.
It's just it's a dangerous sport, but I just hold it out to James's family. I mean, my granddad knew him personally as a friend, and when my granddad used to race and James was a kid, he'd used to like come up like in the pits and talk to my granddad and look at his bike and watch him getting it ready to race.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, obviously his dad raced and then he took up racing, and it's just thinking about it like if when it's a rider you don't know, it doesn't hit you as much, but then when it's someone so close and you've spoken to that person,
Yeah.
when you've had a cup of tea in his tent in the pits, and it's like when you get asked to do a job for him, like work wise, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's always the good ones what go. That's for sure. You get these murderers and paedophiles what only get a couple of years in prison.
Yeah.
And then someone good, I mean, I know like he couldn't help crashing, but then like someone so good, nice, someone with a kind heart, like goes. I think they should bring back the death penalty, the death row.
Yeah.
Like an eye for an eye.
Hmm.
A tooth for a tooth. And that should be the law as well, I think.
What?
Like, you know, like, say like if you kill someone, that's it, you should be killed.
Yeah.
Not like not like depending on like how the sentence goes. Like I'm not being funny. If you kill someone, you're guilty whether it was accidental or
Hmm.
you know, because I just got angry, it was spare of the moment, but at the end of the day you still killed someone. You still took someone's son away from their mother, or someone's son away from their dad, or someone's sister away from their brother. You know, whether he wound you up or you had a grudge against him or not. You know. One thing I'd never do is kill. No matter how angry I got, I'd never kill. I don't even like fighting, to be honest. I only fight if I really do get angry, and that's not often. Like, I can sit in a chat party and take probably over 6 hours of abuse before I'd get really angry.
Yeah. No, just not goes to you anyway, does it? Really, like,
No,
won't really bother.
no. Saying that though, Ben's been peeing me off a bit this week.
Oh yeah, but who done like 15 minutes?
Due to reasons which I think now it's all in out and open in the blue. So sorry to make this a depressing stream, but I may as well just go over it. But well, basically, my mum was walking back from her mum's, not this Wednesday, just gone the Wednesday before, and well, she was attacked by 3 men and raped.
Mad.
And you know, obviously she went to the police and all of that. But all week Ben's been like, I don't think he's been doing it on purpose, but he's been like coming out with like paedophile jokes and stuff.
He's a clown.
And it's just like, he did it earlier. He just started singing, "Your mum's a paedophile," and I'm just thinking like, you need to watch what you're saying, like.
Yeah. Oh, come on, 60 seconds.
But on the bright side, guys, it's nearly Saturday, which means pub day.
Yeah.
And there's also a bike show on tomorrow in a place called Barton, which is not far from us. It's just a little event where like loads of bikers park and meet up, and there's like bike clothing stalls, you know, to buy your helmets and that, and you know, just
Wait,
it's
not like super bikes, is it? Is it just like scooters?
No, it's all kinds of bikes. Like any bike can turn up. Like someone can go on a moped, someone can go on a Harley Davidson. It doesn't. It's just like a big thing where like the roads are closed in the town. Loads of bikes park up. There's like market and food stalls, and you just you just talk to other bikers. But you can obviously go like in a car as well. And but I'm not sure. I do have a. Yeah, I do have a bike. Speaking of a bike, it just came back from its MOT today. But the thing is, like, we were thinking about selling it, like, because it's quite hard to get round from my backyard to the front of my house. But because I haven't like used it for a while. It's been sat in a shed. But when I heard it like running the other day, like going to get the MOT done and like picking it up today. It's made me think, like, in a way, I don't want to get rid of it, but it is hard to get round from the backyard. But the thing is, like, I don't know what to do, because, like, I don't know, like, I like the bike. Like, it's a quick bike. It'll top out about 100 miles per hour, which is pretty good for a 125. like it can keep up with cars and stuff, and you know it was good. Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes on the open roads I used to open the throttle out a bit, but yeah, bit well, Martin. But basically the whole story of what happened is you do a CBT when you're 16, means you can ride like a 50cc bike on the road or like a 50cc moped, but the CC test what you do only lasts for 2 years, and then you've got to like retake the test. And pretty much I had a moped. It was a sick moped. Again, it was quick for what a moped was, but I wanted to change to a geared bike and something like even more quicker, like just something what looked a bit more bike wise. So I upgraded when I turned 17, because obviously then you can get a 125, and well, I got that, but then obviously that year my CBT run out because I'd had my 2 years. So I thought, like, well, I'm 17 now, so I might like start driving lessons to get a car. And pretty much the driving lessons didn't really work out for various reasons. And by the time like I'd finished that, like I hadn't rode the bike for ages. So in a way I kind of like forgotten how to ride it. And I decided to put it back on the road and insure it. And we changed insurance companies to get something a bit cheaper. And the insurance company was ripping us off. Like they were kept saying that we needed to send paperwork, and then they were cancelling the insurance, and like you couldn't go on it because like you didn't know if it was actually insured or not. So we totally like stopped the payment from the bank, and you know, like totally finished with them. And then I left it again for a while, and then I decided to get it insured again, and I got it insured, and I was gonna take it just for a ride, like just round the block, just to see how it ran, after being stood a bit, and it had been wet, and it had been like sort of like winter time. Coming into winter, it'd been a wet day, but it was just starting to dry up, and I got going out anyway, and I was going to take it round the bypasses, so I got going like up one of the main roads what leave our town, and there was a bloke who was like coming out of his driveway, and he was coming out, and there was like a big van parked like on the road, like at the side of the road, like which was partially blocking his driveway. So I'm coming along, and I'm not exactly speeding because I'm obviously just taking it for a test. So I was doing about 25, 30, and this car keeps like itching out, and I'm thinking like, has he seen me? Is he gonna wait for me to come by? And I'm thinking he like sort of goes a bit slower, and then he speeds up a bit, and I'm thinking like, is he? I'm thinking like, you know, like, is this guy, does he know that I'm coming up, or can he not see me for the van? And then I think, right, he's seen me, so I start throttling up just a little bit, and then he comes out even quicker, and I slam my brakes on, and because I slam them on that quick, thinking I'm gonna go into him, I slide off, and obviously he sees me slide off, and you you all right, that sort of thing. And then we kind of put it away again, because like to wait while the weather was a bit drier, and then it got to winter, so we just decided to stop it for winter. And then I insured it again, like I think it was last summer, sort of like springtime. And anyway, I took it up the road again. No, I don't, Martin. I took it up the road again, and I was having some issues with the gears, and I thought there was an issue with the gearbox itself on the bike, but my dad reckoned I was just out of practice, and when I got it like out of neutral, and got it like, and when I like got up to the junction, like at the end of my road, I couldn't put it back into neutral. And I got like lost and confused of which gear I was in, so I had to like keep the clutch in, and then like set off at the junction, which was like really hard. And then I had to like go into this like public car park and try and like get it back into neutral. And I did eventually get it into neutral, and then I had to like drive it back home, like, which obviously I had to take it back out of neutral, and then I had trouble with it again. And I thought there was something with the gearbox, but my dad reckons that I was just, you know, out of practice because I've not like properly ridden it. And I was gonna get him to like have a look through the gears with me and like just sort of like come with me on a ride out, like so I could get like just to make sure that I'm doing things right and that. But he never did, and now like we've been sort of like deciding whether to sell the bike or not because I haven't been riding it, and like, you know, we didn't know whether like for me to get something a bit smaller, like what would get round the garden easier, but I don't know what to do really because as I say, I do like the bike, but it's insuring it as well, like that's quite dear, but it was a good decent bike, that's the thing. Like, it's a good decent bike, to like, in all fairness. Like, it's not like for some reason like my family seemed to got it in their head that I don't like the bike, like to the reason why I haven't been riding it, but the reason why I haven't been riding it is purely because like I needed like someone to go through the gears with me. But yeah, when I used to ride it, like when I used to like fully ride it to college and that, I used to love it, like getting on the open road, giving it a bit of a blast, going to visit my mum when she lived in a village. It was sick. It was a proper good bike. I loved everything about the bike. It, you know, like I say, it topped out about 100 miles per hour, and that was like if you were really caning it in 6 gear. It had a six gear speed box, and that was like proper caning it, like for the 125, like if you were topping out about 100, it'd be like proper screaming the bike, like proper like gee, and you'd be like proper going for it. But so I don't really know what to do. Like, I think part of the family like would like me to sell it in a way because it is big and it is hard to get round the round the like, you know, from like the back to the front. But it's a good bike, like, you know, like in time it maybe just wants a bit of tidying up, like a bit of a maybe like performance exhaust on it or something would maybe make it look a bit nicer, and maybe a little bit of just a bit of like paint over some of like the paint work just to make it look a little bit tidier. I like the bike though, like in a way like I'd be gutted to see it go, but the thing I regret the most is selling the moped and buying the bike. That was the thing that I regretted the most. Like, if I could go back into time now and still have that bike, like the moped, I would never have got rid of the moped, because that moped, to be honest, was perfect for me. I could get it out the back easy. It was reliable, apart from when I blew the piston on it. But
I'm back.
But yeah, yo Alfie. But yeah, that moped I had before, I should never have got rid of that.
Why?
Because that was perfect for me. It was reliable. I mean, for a moped, I actually did a lot of miles on it. Like, I went from my town to Whitby on the moped, and that's like 40-50 miles, like just to get there, which was good. And it was a £5 to fill the whole tank, which is cheap for fuel. And it could get me to college and back, which was 40 miles. So I could do 40 miles on a £5's worth of fuel, which isn't bad. Like, by the time I get back, I'm having to like go again, like to the filling station, but it's not bad, you know. And the thing about the moped as well is the seat lifted up, so you could like put stuff under the seat.
Went out with a £5 and still came home with change.
But yeah.
Oh, this new map's sick.
It was a It was a good moped. It was a performance moped as well. The only thing what was wrong with that moped is it needed a like performance exhaust or something, because the one that was on it was really rusty and it started to get a hole in it, which we did seal it up, but it just looked like, because the rest of the bike looked really clean, like the moped, but the exhaust was just so rusty that you couldn't, like, it ruined the look of it. But it was such a good moped.
What? Jesus, there's no guns, man.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having though. One of them Honda bikes. I've forgotten what they're called.
Honda Civic.
It was they're a geared bike, 125. They don't go as fast as mine at the moment, but they're really small. I've forgotten what they're called. They're like monkey bikes, but they're like a road bike and they're under a new name. I was gonna get one at one point, but the thing is they're like £2,000, which is, you know, quite a lot of money. But because like the thing is, I like having a geared bike. Like, that's the thing. I like having a geared bike and something a bit more, you know, rather than like just a moped what screams. But them little Hondas, you know, they were small, like not teeny, but not like as small as a mini motor, but they were like a smallish bike. You see them a lot in like paddocks, you know, for like motorbike race meetings, where like people just like ride about on them in there. But you can get them on the road as well. I tell you what, I'm gonna search them up. I've forgotten what they're called.
Dickhead, try to kill me.
I've really forgotten what they're called. I'm gonna search it up now. Where is it? Honda. Was it a PCX? Oh no, that's a moped. Honda monkey bike. Ah, there they are. That was it. That was it, Honda MSX. Yeah, that was it, a Honda Grom. They went as Groms. That's nice. That's good. But again, they are like £2,000. Some of them are even more, like nearly £3,000. Yeah, that one there's like nearly £3,500. That's the only thing. They are nice though. Gotta say it though. They're nice and small. Nice exhausts on them. I definitely like the one like in the Repsol colours. Was that a... Oh no, it's just a reflection. I thought it was like... Oh no, it maybe is a... Oh yeah, it is a scrape and a dint on the exhaust. Oh, this one's got stuff wrong with it. And he wants £2,000 for it nearly. I'm sorry, I'd drop the price down a bit if that was mine and I was selling it. Anyway, guys, we're gonna we're gonna leave the stream here. Like, sub, comment, share. See you in the next one.